Warning. Warning. Main doors open. Please keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. Stream will begin shortly.
All right. And here we go. We are off. 39 supply caches yet to be opened. When I get to 40, I'll open some, just for the fun of it. Welcome to the stream, whoever just joined. Tonight's going to be an epic night of battles, strategies, failures, victories, and utter mayhem. Look at that. I'm barely in tier 3 anymore. I'm just going down and down and down. That's really dumb because I was up much higher than that before. I'm just going to try this map again. Probably should be in my Hellbringer. I shouldn't really be dropping alone in here. Maybe I'll get lower tier pilots to go against it. It'll help me. That would certainly be nice, wouldn't it? Maybe I should clean off the skids on my mouse here so that it can track more smoothly and consistently. And I can shoot things better. Hopefully that'll help a little bit. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do do dee do 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 dee do. Do dee dee do 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 dee dee do dee do. Do do dee dee do 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 do. Da 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 da. All right. Howdy, everybody.
Hello.
Dead Pirate Bob. Cake Town.
Reactor online.
It could be a massive takedown of
Sensors
Cake
online.
Town.
Weapons online. All systems nominal.
A nice paint job. Nice paint job.
Hey, Doc.
Hey, Drax. Welcome. I just
Don't
dropped
put
in to
too
lower
heavy.
my pilot score rating on a single mission.
How's it going?
I just got here and just started a drop, and I'm going the wrong way already. Darn it.
Well
I thought I
done.
was going right. We want to go the other way.
Oh, you're living up to your stream.
Yep. I thought I was kind of like, I saw this Marauder and he had a nice paint job and I thought he was going a good way, and I thought, okay, that's fine. I looked at the mini map and everybody's going the other way.
It's good.
Airstrike.
Yeah, I like the way you make your decision making on the fly. That
Yeah.
paint job's good. I'll follow him.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, wow, look at that paint job. I want to look like him.
It's you know, it's
I want to be seen next to the other cool looking mechs.
yeah.
That's all my advanced tactical. I covered that in my advanced tactical training.
Right.
How camouflage is can be used to your advantage and disadvantage, double-edged sword.
I'm gonna find a recipe for a ocean red trout. Ocean red trout? I don't know.
Red tray. It's like,
No, sorry, a red snapper, and an ocean trout.
What's the difference?
They're different fish.
I got that part, but how are they different? Why do they taste different?
One's a snapper, one's a trout. I don't know. Different species.
You know what they ought to do on this map in particular? They should have different times of day and night mode, and then in December they should have Christmas tree lights on some of the Christmas trees, on some of the trees, because these look a lot like Christmas trees. I could so help this game if they would just listen to me more.
So I've got to cook my own dinner tonight. I'm just going to have some more of my pasta sauce.
Seems like you make pretty fancy dinner every night.
Not really. Doesn't take much. I made a whole bunch of pasta sauce, so I've got it in the freezer and some in the fridge.
You haven't really been making hamburgers much lately.
No, I have not.
2 Delta 2, Delta 3 pushing us.
Trying to eat better.
This
Not that
team
hamburgers are really
is
that
holding way back.
Is that you in the walk? You're playing a walk. Wow.
I'm in the Warhawk. Not that it's going to do
The
me any
trees
good.
get in the way in this map, don't they? Visually, it's like, oh, god damn it, why is this tree
Yeah, I
here?
can't see anything.
I'd take to going up and
I don't-
climbing up and...
I don't have the range to do that.
Target spotted.
Okay.
I
There's a
could
mech by the...
I could probably get into a mech that has a little more range, right? But I don't have it in this thing.
That mech has got a suicide wish.
Target spotted.
The one over there in E1. Now we're all
Yeah.
we're all coming over to flock to him. That's nice. We just
Was
came
the only
from there.
thing that you can kill.
We just came
The thing
from
is,
there.
though, they're coming in one by one. There's another mech coming up D2.
That's perfect. That's what we need. We need more
yeah.
people like that.
And then there's a mech behind him. There's a mech that was a bit in D3, so there's another one coming.
We also need lights on these Christmas trees.
I think you got your priorities right.
I think I
Worrying
do.
about lights on Christmas
Yeah.
trees instead of actually.
Notice I
shooting
can't
mechs.
use my DACA on this because it's going to hit the mountainside.
You're very worried about getting shot.
Well, I want to get up. See, it's not just one. That's what I was afraid of.
Do you? Yeah, it's a whole batch. You don't need to overexpose.
I didn't try to. Just I have to clear that mound in order to
Okay,
use
so there's
my
a sniper in the
autocannon.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were coming in, so you didn't need to.
I didn't know how many there were. I couldn't tell yet.
So
Need assistance.
I'm going to back out a little bit so I get a little more.
you should tell them let them poke,
Yeah.
so that you're not getting sniped from the back.
Guys, let them come out the throat of the channel here. Then we can focus fire on them
Spotted.
instead of.
Most of them are backing up.
And you're not getting
Delta
exposed
2.
to their snipers.
They're backing
There's
away from the
two
center.
snipers
Roger
way,
that.
way back
So
on
they're
that hill
backing up.
shooting in.
Watch the distant snipers.
Target
Just getting
spotted.
greedy.
Strike online.
I don't see the snipers yet. I think I saw them
No,
shoot at me.
no. When you overexpose,
Yeah, they can get you, but I just don't. There they
Yeah.
are. I just don't have a good shot with this mech from this side. I have to be on the other side, kind of.
Here comes some.
that's fine. You don't like.
We got
It's
about
2-2.
3
It
Delta 2
was
channel.
2-1. That was 2-2. It's because people are overexposing.
That guy's way out there, so I can't even hit him. I don't think that hits him, does it? Probably not. Nobody gets in my way, even if I wanted to try. Yeah, just wasting ammo.
Airstrike.
Well, they'll die soon anyway. The ones who are overexposing, they'll die soon.
Torso critical damage. Center torso critical.
See what you just did?
Yep,
So
I know.
basically 4 mechs just CT'd you, right? That's
know,
what's
I saw
happening
it.
to your... Yeah, but that's what's happening to your guys.
I know, they keep
that
poking
are
out. I thought
overexposing.
maybe I
Yes,
should share
don't.
some
You don't have
armor
to do
a
it.
little bit, though.
No. Like, okay, so if the
I'm gonna come
call
to this
is to
side where I
wait for
can-
them to expose, then you should just wait
They
to
weren't
expose.
going. They
because
weren't
the
going
next-
to do it because the other guy said they're withdrawing, and so people aren't going to let them expose.
Anyway, my point is that the ones on your team who are the ones who are going to die early.
Right torso destroyed.
Because as you just saw when
Yep,
you
I'm
did
there-
it even
yeah,
for a
I know.
second.
Yep. I get it. I just didn't know what to do on that case because they're just kind of doing it anyway. They wouldn't let do it.
So if they can see that they're killing your mechs, it gives them motivation to come up that ramp and try and kill more of you. It's
Yeah.
a waiting game. And then basically you got impatient with a couple of others
Target
who
acquired.
overpoked. You suffered for it. And now you'll see them do a push at some point. They'll
Yeah.
just go, looks like we've got the numbers. It's 7-5. Let's go up this ramp and kill them.
Yeah.
Well, there's no one there now, is there? They're all dead.
Target acquired.
Yeah, there's nobody to go up and kill us now. I mean, we're not there to
All
be
of-
killed.
Yeah, all of you except. But now, see, 3 of them are now going up to D2.
Yeah.
One of them went behind. It's one of those temptations, is that you see people like, oh, I'm not getting my shots because my team's overexposing and they're getting shots, but just know that they're going to die soon.
Yeah, I was just trying to help spread the armor a little bit, hoping that would help, because they were getting chewed up.
Yeah.
And if they're all dead by the time I go in, that doesn't really help either.
Critical damage.
But the reality is you did 39 damage,
Right.
got CT by exposing twice.
Right, 2 times is all it
died.
took. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely had a much better firing line set up, and we're using it better. Thanks for the drop, guys. Hey, Pillbot. Welcome. It's weird to me that they all went over there, and then they just kind of didn't do anything.
They did. They
They
destroyed
died.
you guys.
No, we went over to meet them. Our whole team pretty much went over there.
Yeah, but then you guys individually, so you either had to do a big push out,
Yeah.
or
down a
or
narrow
you just
little
had to
channel,
wait,
right? Which
or-
wouldn't have been great.
or you just had to wait. But instead, what you guys did was you one by one poked and got shot by 5 to 6 different mechs,
Yep.
and suffered losses because of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like, it's called mech sacrifice.
That's something.
It's like human sacrifice.
game.
All right.
I mean, I know the temptation, dude. I mean, I played so many times like that, and then I had like a few people in 2-8 kind of point out the bleeding obvious to me. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I try not to do it normally,
So
but I didn't think it mattered that much in this case because I was going to probably get out and grab
What's
you
it?
anyway.
It's a quick play match.
All the pros
So it's
are out,
either a
Pillbot?
push. It's either a push out en masse, or it's a wait till they push in. That's all there is.
Yeah. It's hard to get a group of pickup players to push in mass. Also.
Yeah, you need a big. You need someone whose like voice just makes the call and people
Yeah.
follow it. And you never know on any given match who that's going to be and if it actually happens.
Yeah.
And a quick play it is. It's like that's why we call it potato potatoes, because it's you're working uphill for it. That's why faction play is better, because you tend to have players who are more coordinated because they know they know some of the strats. They're a better crop of players because they've suffered through faction play, and
Yeah.
they're more coordinated.
Well, Jennifer and I took some dinner. Oh, Jennifer made it all. I just carried it. But I was, an essential part of the workout of it because I carried it. Jennifer made some really nice lasagna roll-ups. They're kind of lasagna rolls. They're really good. To some friends, and the wife had just had cancer breast tumors removed. She didn't have a mastectomy, but she had some tumors removed. So we were just bringing dinner over to them, and we haven't. These are some of our friends we have not literally seen since the pandemic.
Do they know
started.
if it's?
They'll get
Is
the
this the
test
first
back.
time
The
she's had them?
Yeah, the surgery went well. They'll test, and check what they think they've got, and let her know in about a week. She'll know that, but
Yeah, it's a
they're
scary
hoping.
thing.
Yeah, it's scary. Yeah,
because it's right near the lungs, and if they don't get it, or if the thing comes back more aggressively, it's
yeah. Anyway, I stayed downstairs for a while and talked to the husband and the 2 kids that used to be in my youth group that are now adults, And Jennifer went out and talked to her, and she said later on the way home, she said, as soon as I walked in the room, she started crying. I started crying, and we just cried.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's a very scary thing.
Yeah. I mean, he's 56, I think, and she's got to be, no, he's 60. 64. Is he 64 or 66? 64 maybe. Is that right? 64, I think. Yeah. And she's, probably 60. Maybe she's 60. But, their kids, like their daughter just got married like a year and a half ago or so. Hey, McFish. And their son's not married yet. Their son's probably 20. I'm going to say 20. He's either 30 or 27. I'm not sure which age of my kids.
Have you known them a long time?
Yeah, we've known them since they were in middle school, high school. So,
are they like sweethearts, high school sweethearts or something?
Oh, the couple? No, we didn't know them until we knew their kids that were in our youth group and stuff. So, but that means we've known them for 20 years. It's funny. He was a complete pothead in school, and just fell in love with this girl, and she was like not having it, and he had to totally change his life to get her.
Wow.
In your charger, 7 ER small lasers. Tickle Monster, I guess.
Got a video clip of it. He's got a video clip.
Uh-oh, we're going to have to watch that.
He made a clip.
Good for him. Well, he's been streaming.
He has.
Yeah, he's trying to take over my empire of my 8 viewers.
Reactor online.
No, I know it's his evil heart.
Online. Weapons online.
The trouble is, even I would rather watch him than me, so it's likely to go well for him.
Command, eliminate all enemies, no matter the cost.
I'm entertaining, I know.
People just come in here and chew the flat and just make fun of it while having games. And I think
it's fine. It's good.
If you're saying that you'd like to be a competitive player, Dark, and you'd like to show people how to get good and how to be good, then...
No, I have you for that, and I have him for that, and I have other people that are good to do that. I don't need to worry about that. I'm never going to be that good of a player that people will come... I mean, come on. It's just not going to happen. But
I watched you because I remember I was just surfing. I hadn't used Twitch for very long. Some of the guys in 228 were talking about it because one of the players started to stream. So I'm like, I guess I'll, do the right thing and join up or, make them a favorite or whatever, subscribe or whatever garbage it is. I mean, that's how silly I thought the whole thing in Twitch. Who wants to watch people play video games? I never understood that.
Right.
So, but then I was surfing the different channels, and there aren't many people who play this game and stream. So then I popped by yours, and you had a great voice, and you were talking about music, whereas everyone else, were being Mechwarrior heroes, and go away. Basically, just shut up and go away. There's only a few of them that are worth really even watching because. Someone for example, Sean Lang, he talks a lot about the insider...
Right.
The industry...
game inside
PGI.
Stuff. Yeah. Behind
No,
the
the politics of the company and, what's coming down the line and da-da-da. So he's interesting for that reason.
Yeah. Does he even have access to that information anymore, though? Because they're not...
Yeah, because he's still got friends.
But they're not sponsored anymore by PGI, which I think is sad.
Well, I think Sean Lang used to work with them.
Well, Baradul and he founded NGNG,
take over the ship.
and they were sponsored by PGI.
Americans haven't even left
and so they were on contract to stream Mechwarrior Online a certain number of hours per week, I think. Right. And I don't know if they both or just Baradul worked for PGI directly, and Phil was separate from that other than just the streaming part. But then they kind of ended that contract, and now Darren does his own thing, right? Darren is working for PGI, and Phil is on his own, basically streaming. So he's got to get sponsors and build up the whole show. It's just I mean, he had some sponsors anyway, so of course. But I don't know how much PGI paid him in sponsorship, but it probably was more than many times, what a regular few sponsors would have done.
Warning.
So he had to make.
Well, anyway, he gives the inside baseball, so to speak, which I like. And then, anyway, I came across your channel, and there was you just chewing the fat, like just talking about your daughter's singing and
life and. Yeah, but you wouldn't think that would be all that interesting to people that don't even know me, right? But.
Well, yeah, but it was. I mean, this is a nice timbre on your voice, and it was a nice. I don't know. It was just cool to listen to it, right?
It's personable,
and it was interesting. You knew what you were talking about, so it seemed to come across like that anyway. So I'm like, okay, well, this is pretty cool.
I knew what I was talking about as far as Mechwarrior goes, or just just in general.
Industry.
Okay. Oh, there's a big mech here.
Incoming missile. Center torso. Critical damage. Heat sink destroyed. Warning.
Wow, that was painful. It's no too close pushing going on there for me. I didn't mean Barraduel, McFish, you're right. Yeah. Darren and Sean Lang. I've got a charger, McFish, but I don't have the small lasers. And honestly, when I get in real close like that, I just don't do very well, no matter what the build out is, I think. There was a few times when the Timberwolf, I think I had a Timberwolf that Zortesh gave me that had maybe some AC, Ultra AC, or whatever the shotgun AC-10s are. And and some small lasers, and I was able to do pretty good in that, but not consistently great. Wait, the small lasers can go at 700 meters? What are you talking about?
One touch in between the building.
Small lasers that go out that far?
On Roughneck.
I could certainly try that. I should switch to watching Drax here.
No, you shouldn't. I went off into La La Land and faced a piranha, and then he ran away. I've been wasting my time. Been doing nothing in this game.
Left and right shoulder.
I died horribly.
Step forward a bit. Can we?
This piranha's going to come back at some point just to chew me up.
UAV down.
6-gun Sal. Oh, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. Salty Steve-O.
Destroyed. Arm destroyed. Autocannon ammo destroyed.
Boy, a lot of damage going on, and their one went down finally. One of ours, unfortunately.
Alright, I'll finally take up Hamburger Hill and shoot some stuff.
Second line help in the fight as well.
Where is Hamburger Hill on this? You guys always talk about it, but I don't really know what it is.
E6. E6.
If possible.
E6? Clear up there? Why is it called Hamburger Hill?
Yeah, this thing is so going to kill me.
or D6? I'm still not finding it.
Critical damage.
We've got to make better trades.
I knew this thing was going to come after me.
We're not making better enough trades to save this game, I don't think.
Watch for a big push.
Yeah. Watch for the big push where they're going to come finish you off.
Yeah, I'm dead.
2-6.
That was
I
just
don't
stupid.
have high hopes anymore.
Yeah, I think the big push will just let us know when we're about to die.
I'm going to get in something light and shoot some stuff up. Wow, I took 652 damage.
Wow.
That is not the way to play, by the way.
I know, it's like woohoo, 700. Oh, I took that much.
Right arm critical damage.
No, I did nothing in that game except shoo a piranha away from me.
Did you get any damage?
100.
Yeah.
Target acquired.
Better than my 36 in the other match. Oh, we're coming back. It's 4-8 now.
New target acquired.
Focus fire, guys. Call out targets. Focus fire.
Target destroyed.
It's the
We
Mechwarrior
have
way.
been coming from high ground, Golf 7.
Hit R to lock target so we can call.
I'm getting out of this game. It's boring.
This is
New target acquired.
The code should be apply loop. Apply loop.
yeah. This will be over in one more mech. High Plains Drifter. You would like this lasagna recipe that Jennifer tried. It's good, and she tweaked it a little bit, made it a little better.
I'm not a massive fan of lasagna.
These are rolls of lasagna. It's kind of different.
I don't quite.
You like Italian, right?
It's lasagna. I love Italian. It doesn't mean like all Italian.
Sure.
And lasagna is one of the ones that I'm not particularly like. I don't.
Do you feel like it's not real, true Italian? Because it is.
No,
build code. Is this the build code? Which Hellbringer?
That's not the reason.
Which do I need, McFish? It's not even a Hellbringer, right? It's a Charger.
It's the way it goes. Pillbot. It's the way it goes. Quick play. Depends as much about what your team's doing and as what you're doing.
Boop, 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 to do. Okay, let me go see if I got a Charger here. Which Charger do I need? Which Charger? Which Charger? Please. Please.
Well, I mean, he's using...
What's he using? Oh, you can see in there, can't
the
you?
1A1. He's using the 1A1.
It's a heavy, right?
I think
Or is it an assault?
Charger's an assault, isn't it? I think it's an assault.
I think you're right, because it's not showing up here. The 1A1, I have a 1A1.
I think it's one of those fast-moving assaults.
That's what I like. I had the Lucky Charms, and I like it. So this could be a good thing. All right, so we're going to go load out.
So anyway, when, like, it's nice to just come in here and chew the fat and play a video game as opposed to... Well, I guess I do make those comments from time to time, like I just did in the beginning of this stream. But, as opposed to... If Alan was right, he'd be calling me Alan.
I want you to feel free to call yourself out. You don't have to wait for Valen. I mean, if you've dug a hole,
foot and mouth.
You might as well just crawl in it yourself. Why wait for someone to push you in?
I'm perfectly fine to just throw myself in my own hole. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I dug it.
I'll get
I
it.
don't need your help.
Like Valen thinks that I need him for some reason, but I don't.
Yeah. I'll show him here.
I can do this all on my own. Who does he think he is? I hope he doesn't hear this because it would make him feel less important.
I wasn't being rude, Frank. I was just
hey, Frank,
doing foot and mouth. Commenting the way Dark's stream isn't about, getting good, critiquing all that nonsense. And at the very beginning, I'm critiquing his play.
It's one of those backhanded compliments that he doesn't really obviously mean because he was.
Oh no, you played like crap. No, I wasn't complimenting you. You played like crap. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Your team was doing stupid things, but whatever. I mean, I just did a stupid thing anyway. Went off my own, got eaten up by a piranha.
Stupid is as stupid does. So I need to.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to paint this Charger, but first I'll put some consumables, maybe a coolant flash.
Why do you have to paint it?
So I'll be able to find it again. If they're all green, I'll never find them.
Fair enough.
Locked. Okay. Maybe I just want the 2 cool shots. I'm probably not going to do the Arty Strike. Can I put... Oh, I don't get to put 2 cool shots in. I guess I'm going to do an Arty Strike. Okay.
So just remember this, though. This stream is for silly people playing silly mech builds. I mean...
My stream? What? Who said that?
I don't know. Frank.
The stream is for silly people playing silly mech builds? Frank, I resemble that remark. I feel like I should be offended. I just don't have it in me.
I mean, McFish did get a 1K score in it.
Yeah,
so
this is not necessarily a silly build. I mean, it's got.
Although
it's funny
I'm
that
not
it's got a staple
certain
gun
you're going to get a 1K
in its hand
score.
here.
Sure.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah. Oh, it's actually got a pistol.
It's a staple gun. I've got 3 in
Is
the
it?
garage. Looks like a staple gun. Yeah. Could be a
It's
nail.
really
It could be a
odd that
nail
you-
gun, right?
Look, it's bizarre to me that you've got this animated pistol in the mech when in its other arm it can
Just-
fit, like its arm is replaced with a weapon anyway.
A whole
like
weapon.
It just,
Yeah. Well, here it
Yeah,
has an
I mean, what's the-
articulating hand, right? So it can do other things like pick stuff up and lift stuff out in the battlefield. So mechs that had articulating appendages were useful for a lot of things, and they put a gun in them sometimes too. But that's
pistol.
that's the BattleTech lore. All right, I got the loadout. I'm going to go back to home. And we're going to leave the paint job the way it is until we see how bad I do, and that'll kind of give me a hint on the color scheme I should choose. Oh my gosh, Mitten.
Frank,
That's terrible.
fair enough.
I
Frank.
thought you dropped with me because you liked dropping with me, not because it was like a dumping ground for your strangest builds to see how badly they could do.
I mean, I don't play troll builds. My builds are usually comp builds.
I like to think my builds are comp builds. That's why I can't run them very well.
No. Well, some of them actually are.
Some
but
of them
no.
are, yeah, but not. I mean, I don't.
And on any given day, you get something from McFish, and it's yeah. Some of them are decent, and then some of them are just like because you had fun in it and got a high score.
Right.
And McFish's level of play is completely different to
To what I do, yeah. Just the heat management alone is in a different realm, and positioning's in a different realm. I mean, he just is way better than me on all those things. Lots of things. Okay, here we go. Jump. I'm surprised somebody else hasn't shown up yet. Is this Friday? It is. So, like, Hellbringer probably has got to work tomorrow morning, and maybe he works. Does he work Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Is that what he does?
I don't know.
I think so.
I thought it was like having a shower. I don't think he ever got out of the shower now that he's got water.
I know I wouldn't. So, by the way, I talked with. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if I should say this on the stream or not. Let me send you a personal message, and then I can talk about it.
Well, I'll talk about it on stream. Ah ha ha.
Okay, just sent you a note. So I talked with this person, and just because I hadn't seen them for a while, I just wanted to check in, on Discord. So it wasn't like a verbal conversation, but a Discord chat. And they are not doing well. They are homeless, had to sell their computer. They're not living at their sister's anymore, helping with that situation, and they're pretty much not even sure where they're going to sleep. And they're trying to get things turned around and stuff, but not doing well. So the plan that they had, evidently, we didn't go into any detail on that. I think you may remember what they were going to try to do. Evidently has not worked out, which is not necessarily a big surprise, but things have gone downhill drastically. So I was trying to encourage them a little bit.
Well, it's how he's in his 20s, isn't he?
Yeah. 24.
It's good to do this. It's good to do this in your 20s.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
There's some harsh realities that
Start to sink in
you
after
got
a
to
while.
learn.
Yeah.
Like he was the way he talked about himself, he was so all for someone else and not for himself. You can't sustain. Like,
You got to take
can't.
care of yourself in order to take care of others.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's a very
Nothing
hard,
wrong with wanting to take care of others, but you gotta cover the
He's
bases.
a very stubborn individual, and it's one of those things that sometimes you just have to learn it the
Yeah.
hard way, or learn it.
Yeah.
Learn it.
Well, and I don't know any of the details of the inner family relational things going on there, but it just, that's why we haven't seen them around. And I'm not really sure how to help them, or if any of us should.
So I'm going to that spot in
okay.
in the one I like.
Yep. I'll go there.
Okay.
So this this says, McFish, do you set these up for like left, right, left, right, left, right? So you have, left side to poke and right side to poke?
Airstrike online.
It's cool. You can just alpha the whole thing.
It's a cool mech, yeah.
Oh my
'cause they're
gosh.
small lasers. Small
It's
lasers.
really
You and I
cool.
can't work together on this map because I'm long range and you're short range, so good luck.
Okay. Looks like I went too far here. I've gone too far this time, Drax. I know that surprises you.
See how fast you are as an assault mech? It's
I know,
pretty
I'm
cool.
93
You'd love
kph.
this.
Zipping around. I don't see how this thing will reach out 700 meters. A 351, I guess you do just tickle them at that point. Rearrange the molecules of their paint scheme.
Target spotted.
I like that you can just fire. It recharges quickly and it doesn't hardly build up any heat.
Oh, this is a dumb move.
Airstrike.
What the hell are they doing?
Center torso on that.
Guys, what are you
Nice.
doing? You can't. You're gonna get
Target
rotated on.
acquired.
E4's coming for you now.
Why are we running away, folks?
Heat level.
They were chasing a dire wolf. Just turn around, make a firing line.
He gets mad because he screws up and he starts yelling at everybody.
It's gotta hurt that.
Why don't you do that?
Holy cow. I'm gonna be in bad situation here because there's a Timberwolf and I'm gonna get separated from the
Come
rest of my
back to
crew.
cross 4, hold the Echo 4 line. We have an elevation advantage and
Timberwolf?
a higher
Sure.
priority advantage.
Bravo.
Airstrike online.
Delta up above Warhammer. Centaurian up above us. Warhammer. He's going to turn around and try to poke again. Delta.
Target spotted.
I need some help back in E3. I'm gonna get rotated in a minute.
Airstrike.
Yep, I'll turn around and help you. There's a UAV. Thank you.
Affirmative. Target spotted.
Delta's going to come around the corner soon. Tell me when they're coming to E3. Nice kill.
Target spotted.
There'll be an Irby coming on me soon and a Stalker.
Rifleman, center torso.
Urbalina is in E3 now.
I got the Irby.
Airstrike online.
There's a Stalker somewhere with him as well.
Target spotted. Need assistance.
Coming for the Irby.
Sorry.
There's the stalker, Charlie. He's coming behind us.
Target spotted.
Guys, turn around. Stalker and an Irby on us.
I'm dead. Okay, well, 358. Doesn't put out much damage
Stalker's
each
just
time, does
in
it?
the corner. Marauder coming in behind us as
New
Stupid.
target acquired.
Yeah, it wasn't a terrible match for me, but
I feel like I could have done better in my other charger than this thing. In that last match.
Well, look, I mean, instead of taking up some positions that were decent, and I don't know if we're going to lose this actually, they tunneled around that low ground corner and then just got rounded on.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we might win. We might win it.
Oops.
Yeah, well, so the individual basically was like, it's nice to hear someone who's very loyal to their family and
Critical damage. Light.
Yeah.
is creating a sort of partnership. Like chose to do what he was doing to work in collaboration with someone in their family who was having a rough time.
Yeah.
But it seemed to me he was giving way too much, and he got his loyalties a little bit like blinded, like, you know, when a horse wears blinders.
Yeah, I don't know if that was. I mean, maybe that is. I'm not really saying that's not the case. I don't know if it is, but
This is not a diagnosis.
right.
I don't
Okay.
know.
All right.
You know, I'm not I don't know all of his situation.
Sure, me neither.
Only what he says.
I'm much more comfortable psychoanalyzing someone in that situation than maybe you are because you've had more training. But the I think there's things about quitting a job that you don't like without having another job pretty much bird in the hand, isn't necessarily a wise thing to do. And so there's some basic, simple stuff like that it's just not generally a good idea to just, I'm done with this and I just can't stand it anymore, so now I'll quit and then I'll go find something. I think you should have a pretty good idea what that something's going to be and whether or not you've got a good chance of getting it or already got a verbal.
I disagree.
If possible.
I disagree.
Well,
so
at his age, maybe it doesn't matter, right? For me, if with a family, my family comes first. Well, supporting them, if that just goes away, that could be really traumatic for several months of really hard things. Versus me just not really liking being where I'm at for a while longer while I look. Right? So
but I'll talk about more extreme. Situations. So I've certainly done that a few times in my life where I've said, nah, not this.
Yeah,
and
I have too.
Handed in my resignation and didn't have a backup, right? And it was the healthiest thing for me I could have done because the place was such a toxic environment.
Right. I'm not saying there's not times when you should do that, absolutely, but I don't think, again, we don't know. Always alpha. Yeah,
it was a pity because he was talking about how much he was enjoying it, but there's a certain enthusiasm you get when you start a job, and there's you don't know everything, you're not aware of all the politics that happens between individuals,
Pillbot, come on
and you're
over.
not exposed to the real day-to-day of the business yet.
Yeah.
And so when they were talking about, they were working in a restaurant and they seemed to be really enthused and it was encouraging to hear it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was like, I don't know if it was all of a sudden, but it just seemed to be over a 3 or 4
Good
month
night,
period.
McFish. Thanks for the build, buddy. It was what?
This. It was like not this, and suddenly he had this dream.
Yeah.
Like I've role played in my 20s, and I would never.
Hang on a second.
Pay someone.
Hellbringer, where'd you go?
To do that with me. I'd never do that.
Hello, friends.
Hey, Pillbot.
Hi.
Let me get. Are you looking for group?
Oh, we cancelled.
Hellbringer, where'd you go? Hellbringer was here and then disappeared.
Don't know. Come back, Hellbringer.
Yeah, there are times when you just should get out of there, totally. And maybe that's the case. So I really don't want to second guess any of that because I just don't know.
He's on the phone. He will come in at some point if there's room, but he's on the phone.
Hellbringer is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. I just feel for them. It's like, that's tough. It's a hard situation.
Yeah, and you don't want, whatever the circumstances are that had him become homeless.
Yeah.
He'll probably be couch surfing for a while if he is.
And I hope he has a network of people to, fall back on. Mm. We could give him Hellbringer's address because Hellbringer has extra room in his trailer, right? Right, Hellbringer? Hellbringer's going to come back and shoot me in the back.
I think there's a few states. I think we're talking about it.
We can do it virtually. Yeah.
I'm not sure that really helps.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But I want to know what happened
hard.
to this person we're meant to raise money for. That I said,
this is my fault. Let's talk about this for a minute just to make sure I feel bad about it.
Yeah, it is because you blew it up. I'm like, okay,
I want to do it. My sister is going to help me with the t-shirt designs. Her husband is like the founder of this big thing that they've gone from 3 employees to 40 or 50 employees in the last year, and they're in Dubai for a month, and she's not physically well all the time because she's had 20 of her 25 feet of intestines removed of her small intestine. So she can only...
Crohn's disease?
No, she had endometriosis, and they removed, they did a hysterectomy, and they said, well, okay, that'll take care of that, but it actually can still happen even after your uterus is gone, and then it is clinging to her intestines and scarring her intestines and giving her bleeding into
This is why I like this family-friendly channel, the way we get into all these nitty-gritty facts.
It's okay to talk about that kind of stuff. That's biology.
Oh, it's very pleasant.
And
it's so pleasant to listen to.
But anyway, so for 10 or 15 years, she's been bleeding internally into her
it was wonderful
bloodstream.
News. Yes,
And
please
so
say more about
they finally
that. Like,
had
how's
to
that make her feel?
chop off a whole bunch of her internals, right? So she's
Dark enough!
So she is okay, but you don't know how long she's going to live. It's really terrible. And
was she piloting a mech at the time, and did someone shoot the cockpit? Or something?
No, she was like that Russian commander that one of his own troops ran him over with a tank. Can you believe that? Over in Ukraine, a Russian tank driver drove his tank over the top of his commanding officer because he was so fed up with the ridiculousness that the Russian troops are being just,
I thought it might have been because they drove on the opposite side of the road.
Yeah, there's that. No, it was not an act of poor driving ship. It was a malicious intent. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So anyway, she hasn't had time. She hasn't had time to do anything, and I haven't had time to try to do it on my own because I mean, it looks like I don't do anything because you guys only see me here, but I actually work full time, not paying myself. So I'm busy.
Yeah, no, I mean,
So
that sounds.
It's my
like a
fault,
good
though.
idea.
You're right. I don't have it done. You're right. Drax, I'm a failure.
Well,
now, I know this is
don't
going to
know
come
if
as a
it needed-
surprise to you, but I'm a failure. I know it's hard to swallow, but it's true. I'm a failure. So hopefully in the next few weeks, I will be able to get to that. But I honestly don't know because I've got 3 years of taxes to get caught up on that are due. I kind of got to get them in the next couple of weeks or so. And
3 years of taxes.
3 years of taxes, yeah. Our taxes are a bear. And so we have about 2 years of them kind of done, or 1 year or something, but we've got maybe 2 years, I don't know. But we've got more that we've got to do to submit them. And then do the other ones.
Target acquired.
Everybody's shooting me. And I've got Jessica's music video to finish, and it's like I seem to have a lot of things on my plate all at one time. So well intended, but I didn't really
What the hell's going on?
get them done yet.
Sometimes my mouse button doesn't work properly.
Boy, that's what I always say too.
Target destroyed.
It's my mouse button. Come on, mech, move.
Oh boy, we have to get out of D5 big time.
Behind you, dude.
Need assistance.
Ouch.
Oh, I'm screwed.
I'm not shooting enough to make enough damage here. Oh shoot. Okay, let's go back down through here. Feels like we're just chasing mechs everywhere.
Airstrike online. Target acquired.
Oh my gosh. I'm not able to shoot anything. Here we go.
Target spotted.
I got rotated past. Oh, 330 damage I put in.
Airstrike online.
You held up 3 mechs where you guys rotated, so you're doing well.
2 mechs over here. I'm gonna shoot one.
Yeah, good idea.
He's shooting
UAV
me.
in this thing.
Can't see him.
How come my money's always being donated to causes in this place?
You're not here to defend yourself before. You need a preemptive strike.
Laser destroyed.
Change my name in the channel. Closed for business.
Yeah. Bankrupt.
Not a charity.
Instead of Drax, it'd be bankrupt.
I'm not.
You will
Used
be
up.
if you stick around.
Broke.
You may not be bankrupt right yet.
Broke is the word. Not open to charity. I'm going to change Mechs. This is becoming more of a brawl date, I think, today.
Torso critical
Ow.
damage.
Ow, everybody's shooting me. Now I'm dead.
Yeah.
I need bigger weapons because I shot a lot and I only did 208 damage. So I think I need bigger lasers.
Well, I was with one other mech and we were fending off 4 mechs coming into us, and I mean we did okay, but
New
it was a
target
losing game.
acquired.
If you guys come here for the barbecue, we'll just all eat, and you know it'll be good.
Well, I'd like to. If I come there for a barbecue, I'd like to also see some of the state. There's
Yeah.
certainly some trucks I'd like to do. Because your state is apparently quite a pretty one.
Critical damage.
Have you gone out and seen the sights of your state? Have you gone to the national?
I've lived here all my life, and I've never gone outside of my house. I've just been
Well, you went to school
locked
and
away.
You had a.
I've you
Taking
know
care of some kids in some scouting
there's
group, and
some-
you were a pastor. So I imagine you were going to some church. I think you're lying to me,
Could
Doc.
be.
I think you're lying
could be
to
I'm
me.
lying. So I haven't.
Well, that's a great trait of a pastor, isn't it?
I am pulling your leg. That's
Well, stop it, I
That's a
need
little
it.
different. You're going to need it for all that walking you're going to do on that trail that goes forever. Wait, I'm way behind on chat here. He lives in a compound.
How come my life is being threatened on your stream?
I don't know. I don't know how this stream turned so violent when I'm just a friendly guy.
No. My life is being threatened, not yours.
I know, but I don't know how the stream turned violent towards you even.
I mean, I'm just an Aussie. I don't got no control of it.
Okay, I'm going to scroll. I need to get into... I'm going to see... Do you think I can change this thing up and make it better if I just put some bigger lasers in it? Select Mac. This is what I hate to do. This whole... Like, I know I'm just going to ruin this anyway.
Why is my cat meowing?
Structure slot. Small laser. Small laser. Small laser. Get rid of the small lasers. They just don't have enough punch for all the effort that I'm going to. And the targeting computer, that's nice, but I don't see how that's going to help me a whole lot because I don't hit anything good enough anyway. So
Yeah.
let's pull the targeting computer out. Let's go ahead and go here to energy and put... I could just go a bunch of ER larges, right? Like 3 or 4.
I think Hellbringer would like an invite.
I can only do 2. Okay, hang on.
Well, Miss Pinar, you're one of them. I mean, I might have pushed you to the brink, but you're one of them. Or have been one of them. It's more apt, I should say.
So, okay, so, I'm out of tons. That's the problem here. Shoot, that means I got to get rid of some heat sinks. I didn't really want to get rid of heat sinks. Or I got to run the engine.
There's actual recordings, Miss Pinar. This is a stream, and there's actual recordings. What do you mean, prove it?
Okay, now I can put some more lasers in here. Maybe. 1. ER medium. Okay, so now I've got 4. I could probably go... Ooh, can I go
it
ER
would be a
large
demonstration of cyberbullying, Miss Spinner. That's what it would be.
again? How many slots
Cyberbullying.
required? ER large.
I'm being bullied on your stream. Dark.
I can't imagine that would happen on my stream.
What, that I live in a female prison in Perth? I don't know if that's a bad thing, Hellbringer. What have I said to Miss Spinner?
So this gives me, I just don't have any slots left, it looks like. Yep, so 4 and 3. So maybe I should go, can I go this
I was saying that
Yeah, this will work.
Yeah.
he hasn't said anything that'll hold up in court of law, but I think she might have forgot about some of the stuff that she has typed that is all visually recorded.
You've been exceedingly nice.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can, Mr. Hellbringer. You know, Miss Spinner, when you say you've been exceedingly nice, I have this image of you with, like, sharpening knives.
That's because she's about to make us pulled pork.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, this is going to be bad.
You might get to... That's the plan, Joe Creek. I think she's planning on coming to Australia.
Derek, send her
At
in
one
like
point,
quick. So I
there
can
was
pick
a
up
plan.
Hang on one sec here. Can I get a double heat sink?
So you seriously have never been to national parks in your state?
I've been to Crater Lake, but not for a long, long time. I've been to sand dunes and beaches and mountains, and so lots of places. Yeah, I've been lots of places, but not. And I've been to Eastern Oregon too, and Bend and the Indian Reservation, way Eastern Oregon. So I've been places. I'm not really an outdoorsman. I don't really like to just go camping very much, or that kind of thing. Typically. Double heat sink. I need to get some more heat sinks on here. Can I do one more? Maybe.
I don't think you should overthink it. I mean, you're talking about whether you survive 1 more minute or 2 more minutes, aren't you?
Wow, it's not the way I was thinking about it, but yes, that's precisely what I'm talking about.
My cat is meowing at me, and I've already
Too
fed
heavy.
them.
So, oops. So the 350. I guess it's pretty fast. Okay, I'm gonna try this. This is gonna be expensive, but who cares? It's got way
You know
more
what I think we should do?
ER large lasers than any mech should have.
We should get Hellbringer a smoker.
No, because then he'll be making stuff that we don't get to eat. Right?
Why don't you get to eat it?
And then he's going to...
I've already got plans.
Then he's going to talk about it. And he's going to...
I already got plans to send a couple people here cheese.
Oh.
Some smoked things I'm going to make this summer.
Oh. Well,
And the smoker I got is some ancient POS that doesn't even have vents on the bottom or the top
you're talking about point...
to control your heat and all that, and it's super hard to smoke in.
I assume you mean point of
You can
sale.
make a smoker with a... You can make a smoker with like an oil drum.
So I got Pillbot. Hellbringer, I sent an invite for you.
Pillbot's already in the channel. We need Hellbringer.
I did not see that Father Bill was on the front page of playing Mechwarrior, front page of Twitch. What? Why didn't they have... Okay, why didn't they have the Hero of the Inner Sphere? I could get one of those collar things. I did check, Drax, and Protestant pastors do, like Episcopal churches, they do wear the collar with the white thing on it. So I could do that. I'm not an Episcopal
What's
church.
that meant to symbolize anyway? I don't... Like, what's that? whole thing with the
Being
white
set
collar?
apart. So it just calls you out as I am following God, and so I don't...
Smokers.
I'm not going to participate in some things in life. Like sleeping around and that kind of stuff. Stealing, ripping people off, killing people. Not the regular stuff. I got to hold back a little bit. It's just a symbol of separation, of dedication to God. Is what it is.
Right.
Where's...
Okay.
Place the button or something. So wait, I'm so far behind here. I'm going to launch this, then I'll read. Room, I think you're not talking about. So sad. Yeah, Miss BNR, you probably do, and I just want the best. I wish I knew how to help them. I don't even know how to help them, and I would like to. I'm not sure what to do. and the amount of help that they probably need. Like when we kind of pooled together and helped somebody else, their cost of living was much lower, so it was easy to do something that really helped them. And here in America,
well, the distinction is one
takes a lot more.
One's you're talking about an emergency situation,
yeah,
right? So you talk. It's a different. First of all, it's a different.
Yeah, everything's a little different. You never know what. Yeah, it's just hard. I mean, I love to help people, and so if I knew a clear-cut way that I could say, "Hey, I'm going to do this. Anybody else want to join?" I would certainly do that. I just don't even know what to do, and maybe that'll change.
Well, you probably need to know what emergency services are around where they live, i.e. emergency housing and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how your states work in America, but I would start with that, like what emergency housing is available for this situation.
Yeah.
And I have no idea.
Okay, Hellbringer, one bedroom studio basically. Some campers have multiple sleeping spots.
Offset.
Hellbringer, you have more than one sleeping spot in your camper. You've got inside the camper and outside the camper. So you have two. Some campers have multiple sleeping spots. This place has only one.
Yeah, send the guy right over. He can sleep outside the window.
I know, Hellbringer, I was just making a bad joke because I know that you actually do need some assistance. I might pass out. Joe Creek, why might you pass out? What? I'm missing what's going on there.
Because we've taken so long to...
Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. Well, I'm trying to get a job going here. I mean, a match. About to try to get another used camper. Have you been looking at them, Hellbringer?
Yep.
So are you going to...
Everything's pretty far away.
Are you going to try to get a smaller one for now? Or just try to find a bigger one
That's
too?
what I was looking at both.
Yeah.
And big ones are crazy prices, even for ones in worse condition than mine. I couldn't believe it. And small ones are crazy prices too.
Do you think that'll change as the economy opens up and people do less traveling around and stuff?
Well, I'm probably just going to clean out my van and go stay in there.
Oh, yeah.
And then cut this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1975 Ford Ecoline 350. It's a big 1-ton van.
All right, let's see. I've got to catch up. I'm about to get another. At least he isn't sharing.
Hellbringer,
the surgery pick.
The Lang barbecue smokers look good.
How much do barbecue smokers cost? I think smoking some food would be good, but I'm not really a big smoker. I wouldn't do it. I'm just
a couple $100, a couple grand.
You can
go like 500
grand. I think my neighbor has like
the
a
Trigger
$600
Timberline is almost $5,000. It's $4,500.
I mean, if you're doing it all the time, it makes sense, I guess.
Give me the offset one, please, Drax. Love you long time. Thank you.
The offset one?
Yeah, it's like a big barrel laying sideways, and then on one side it's got like another little mini barrel kind of built in on the side but hanging lower. They're called offsets. They're really good for smoking.
Oh, you put the pellets or the coal wood in a small barrel. Oh, yeah.
Yep, and then it's...
Yeah, that's how you build them, yeah.
So, Drax, your comment about that I should use that addition on my house to house them and you, that's great idea. And in fact, you wouldn't... I've probably mentioned this but in the stream before, but the homeless community here in town actually wants me and other Airbnb hosts to not host our places on Airbnb, but instead to just take homeless people in for free. And it's like, okay, well then I would be homeless because it's my primary source of income. It'd be like giving up my job, my only primary source of income, the only consistent source of income, so that I could house somebody, and then I wouldn't be able to stay in my own house. So it's the only thing that allows me to do anything to help, like any charities that I do or anything that we do to help people and stuff, is because of that. And it's interesting, and I know you were joking, but it's interesting to me how...
Me?
No, Hellbringer was saying that in chat. But it's interesting to me, there are people who just think that I should do that, but they don't think that they should actually host somebody in their house, even though at the time that they were saying this to me, we had 9 people living in our house, and we only have 5 in our family, so, right? We had extra people.
Let's go to our side.
I should be sniping. What am I doing here?
Follow me. Dark, this way.
All right.
Look for the...
All right, I need to change these weapons up too.
Up. Our aim is Charlie for high ground.
I got the German guy again.
Now we're-
I like the German. I really love the way Germans talk. I like their accent.
We're being sniped at, so get across this opening and get behind cover.
Enemy F3.
Target spotted.
This baby is going to be hot, but I think I can do better in it than
Target spotted.
the other.
Got a Timberwolf up here.
Going on C.
Stealthy Timberwolf. On
Can't see nothing
gangway
through all
here.
these trees.
There's a lot of trees here. Wish Drax had come in and cut them down first.
I know, right? Just got a funny feeling we're going to get rotated on by a light coming into the base. I'm just going to wait here.
Watch
at the
your
base.
fire.
Okay, we are heavy here.
Okay, I don't get to shoot 4 times in a row. Now I know that.
UAV, what have you guys done? D4.
Warning, incoming missile.
Mr. Warhawk, don't you?
I do. I just want. I need to take. I need to take one of these lasers off. Is what I need to do.
Here we go.
Airstrike online.
Target spotted.
I didn't.
We need to stay pushing up. Left side.
Enemy behind us. Watch for Foxtrot.
It's Irby.
They're flanking us.
Target spotted.
New
On
target
Foxtrot.
acquired.
Fighting fire.
God damn! She's gone for his legs.
Henry is not alone.
Is being captured.
I'm becoming a bad player.
Target destroyed.
Good kill.
You're becoming a bad player. I'll get used to it, Drax.
Another mech.
That's what you're here for.
I'll have to. I got outshot by a cicada. That's just dumb.
Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There you are,
Should've just
turkey.
gone for his legs. I wasn't really shooting properly.
Airstrike online.
Who did we lose?
Target spotted.
The bots. These are all.
Target spotted.
Heat level critical. Airstrike online. Heatsink destroyed. ER large laser destroyed. Base is being captured.
Darn it. Everybody's getting away from me. This baby's a little too hot for my liking.
Airstrike online. Base
Starting build, mass links.
25% captured. Base is being captured.
Our base is being
That-
captured.
that-
Oh,
Yeah. It's a cicada. Pretty sure it's a cicada.
Where'd he go?
Target spotted.
Base is being captured. Target destroyed.
Come on.
Right arm critical damage. ER large laser
Back up against
destroyed.
him.
Yeah, I
Left arm
thought I could maybe
damage.
track around with him. I can't.
Right torso
Nah, you got two on you
Yeah.
now. Forget it.
I know.
Right
It's all
laser
over but the shouting.
Right
Yeah.
torso destroyed. Left arm
I don't have any weapons when I keep shooting. Nothing seems to happen for some reason.
Well, you don't have any weapons. You're being zombied.
Something about not having any weapons.
This Archer, man. If he gets in front of me again,
So
I'll
anyway,
just take him
this
off.
homeless advocate guy was like saying, well, we should be doing this. And it's like, okay, I'm actually having 2 people live in my house that can't afford rent. And so I'm giving them housing rent free for 10 years, each of them. And a high school kid who has no home is sleeping on my couch and my other last bedroom. And we have someone that's extremely cheap rent out in our cottage, or we had just had. Now we spent all of our money and made our
Can
cottage.
I just qualify? Who are the individuals that are saying this?
Well, in our city we have, and in other cities also, we have a homeless problem. But it's really bad here in our city and in Portland and Seattle.
but
and there's a group of people
who
are advocates for homeless people, which is great.
And who are
They're
these
just
people?
people. They're just people that live here in town. And they live in their house.
Do they have property?
And they...
Do they have property?
Do they have what?
Do they have property?
Yeah, they own and live in their own house, and they're telling me
Well, they didn't
that
remember
I should not be allowed. That it was immoral for me to have an Airbnb where I charge people to come stay instead of putting people in there that don't have homes for free. But then I wouldn't be able to have my own house. I'd be homeless, right? So it was just so funny. And then, like, they're not putting people in their house to help them live. I was housing 3 or 4 people in addition to my Airbnb business and my own family, because I have a big house. We had 4 extra people living here. But they think that they should be able to dictate what I do with my private property because I'm immoral. It was just really weird. And there was like 3 of them.
But you can't take these people seriously.
Well, the city council was taking them seriously. We had to counteract them. It was ridiculous.
Who defines the ownership laws in your country? Is it at a state level or a federal level or a local level?
State and some local laws can dictate.
And local, yeah.
So, but the state laws, these people aren't affecting state laws. They're
trying to affect
local
They're trying to
laws,
get the council to vote so that I can't use my cottage for an Airbnb or a short-term rental. They're trying to pass an ordinance that would basically make it illegal for me to rent my place.
Does that conflict with any state laws at all?
Yes, but for some reason no one seems to care, and they pass the ordinances anyway. And then they fine you.
And do that because they're not, instead of those people being regular residents, is paying taxes and the city making money off them or the town making money off them. They can't make money off them like that.
We lost
That's the
Pillbot.
laws, so you don't do that.
Pillbot.
That's the problem. I haven't quoted this.
What happened, Pillbot? Where'd you go? All 3 of us. So anyway, it was just insane. It was just crazy. So that joke, Hellbringer, made me think of that. Because I happily have helped people live for let's see, we've been married for 38 years. It'll be 39 years this summer, and all but the last 5, maybe 6 years, we've had people living in our home, rent-free or nearly rent-free for all that time, sometimes 2 or 3 extra people. So we've always tried to help people. So it just, when I was in these meetings and listening to these people talk, it was like, do you have anybody in your home that you take care of? Do you help these people other than trying to commandeer other people's property to do it?
How did you guys counteract it?
Well, we actually did. You may have heard me talk about these fact cards. I spent about 400 hours, and a couple other people spent about, I don't know where Pillbot went, but about 2,000 hours of research getting the actual stats of our housing and short-term rentals and visitors, tourists and stuff into our city. And from that, we were able to show that the housing problem is not the result of a shortage of housing being caused by short-term rentals, because the housing problem is made up of, there's a certain number of inventory available of houses that are being turned over, sold, or built, or whatever, right? Short-term rentals take up less than 1% of all of that inventory. So we're not the problem, right? We're 1% of the available inventory. The trouble is the available inventory is way too expensive for most people to live in. And the reason we don't have enough inventory to make the prices lower is because our city council for the last 10 years has limited the ability to get permits to build multi-family dwellings like duplexes, quadplexes, triplexes, or small apartment complexes or anything. So any affordable housing, they've made it illegal to build. And now we have no affordable housing, and it's their fault, and it's just ridiculous. And
yeah, but these wouldn't have been the same people in positions of power, would they? Don't these things get rotated through?
They're pretty much the same people over and over again. Yeah. It's it's a 160,000, 180,000 people town, counting the nearby town that has its own rules.
You guys have a lot of guns in your country, don't you? Don't you just shoot them?
We actually don't shoot people very often.
Really?
Yeah.
People don't get shot in America.
Oh, some people
Really?
do, but the people who are being given this kind of hassle from their elected leaders, I use the term loosely, we don't go shooting them. We don't even hang them. We don't do lynchings. Miss BNR, I'm so far behind. I'm so sorry. So yeah, we just don't go around shooting everybody. I mean, contrary to popular opinion and all the movies and TV shows you've watched, I don't know anybody who goes around and shoots anybody.
Well, maybe you should. That will probably help you with your situation.
I have gone shooting with friends.
Maybe that is
fun,
your problem.
But that's the extent
people
of
who
it.
Go out and shoot people, and then if you knew people who shoot people, and you made them your friend, maybe that would resolve some of the issues you've got with these other people.
Oh my
who are
gosh!
Trying to influence your property.
I wouldn't mind if some of them retired.
And then they truly would have an argument about how immoral you are.
Right. So I'm going to try to catch up. I'm about to do some smoked chicken legs soon. Wow.
Sensors online.
Waiting for the rest of the snow to melt. Yard to be walkable again. Everything wet. Okay.
I understand their point of view, though. Like, they're trying to resolve the homeless issue. And these do-gooders are, coming up with that method. But
they want to force their idea onto a small group of people and take away their primary source of income to do it. And rather than do if we did a citywide tax, if everybody in Eugene paid an extra $10 a month to taxes, so $120 a year, we would have plenty of money. Oh, sure. The other thing is that we get, and I was going to mention this, is that Seattle and Portland and Eugene and San Francisco and down in LA, we have really high homeless rates. And it's because other cities in the rest of the United States bus their homeless people to us. They buy them a bus ticket and say, go to Eugene, they'll take better care of you. And our policies do take better care of them, not good enough, but we're overwhelmed with, you go down to a park, there's a park downtown Eugene that goes underneath an overpass, and it's a pretty park, it's been there for 40 years. It has hundreds of homeless people camping in it and defecating on the grass, and it's a city park. And so you can't take your kids there. There's drug needles everywhere, and there's, excrement everywhere, and it's horrible. Should we do something to help these people? Absolutely, but that's not really a good working solution. And making me pay for it all is impossible. There's no way, even if, I wouldn't be able to do it. And I'm happy to help, but I can't take the brunt of it, right? Oh, I didn't take one of these. I'm just going to disengage one of these lasers is what I'm going to do. We'll take it and put it over here on 3 and 3. There we go. Now I won't be tempted to kill myself instantly.
Target spotted.
Ouch, who's gousing me now? Who's gousing me now? Who's gousing me now? I do not want to poke up there anymore.
Target spotted. We've already gained a quarter of the resources.
We've gained a quarter of the resources. Drax is going to buy me a smoker. Drax, are you going to buy Hellbringer smoker? What is that our plan? I'm afraid Hellbringer's going to need a sleeping bag before he needs a smoker.
Yeah, don't buy me a smoker.
Well, he won't get a. He clearly won't get a. It's a Marauder on the back in E4. He clearly won't be getting He clearly won't be getting any Airbnb from you when he gets made homeless.
No.
Target acquired.
No.
Center torso critical.
Straight up no.
Airstrike.
My CT is already critical.
Heat level critical.
I remember that, Dirk.
What? Remember what?
I remember that straight up no answer. You just
It's hard to understand you. You're kind of garbly.
I'll remember that no answer you just gave.
What was? I don't even remember what the question was.
Heat level critical.
What are we talking about? And how did I get involved?
Incoming missile.
Well, you're not involved. That's the problem. Like you don't want to help the homeless with the housing issue. You know where.
You're right. Did I mention that I'm a failure?
Target spotted.
Yeah, you did mention that.
Okay, good.
Which I don't think is really true.
Good, I want to keep the context.
And it breaks my heart to think that that's what you're thinking.
No, I know I'm not a failure, but we all, if we're introspective, we all could do better, right? Or at least I think. I could always do better. Can I? I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Airstrike online.
You can all do better.
Oh, Phelan was in here.
Ouch! People are shooting me, and I don't like it. Oh, they just killed me. Shouldn't have gone up there. Well,
Where'd you go?
I just went up. I'm going to go back to the... I'm going to get in my other charger, because I think it has a lot better build than this. I'm going to see what that does. And I'll be in tier 4 soon, and that's going to help everything.
What the heck? Oh, my back.
Okay, back to chat. Did you guys see the Father Bill was on Twitch page? Yeah, I talked about that.
Dang it, Drax. It's not your fault.
Say Drax is going to buy me a smoker. Give me an offset trigger, please. PM me for my address. You guys can all support me at Hellbringer22 at onlyfans.com. That's not where you're wearing your Speedo, is it? Because I don't want to really go there.
String thong.
Mr. Minar, I'm catching up quickly now. I mean, things are really rolling. I would tell him why, but I don't.
To make it more interesting, it's the string thong that Drax got me.
Target destroyed.
I seem to be giving you a lot of things. Am I your daddy or something?
Who put the quarter dark? I'm sorry. I'm talking too much on my own stream. I apologize. What am I doing here?
Yeah.
You could be if you did things better.
Wow.
Really, is it immoral for them to not stay at your Airbnb so that they can give their houses to the homeless? I don't want them to give their houses to the homeless either.
Okay, can I offer an alternative, right? What should have happened is you should have said to the people who are asking you to give up your home for the homeless, say, no, tell you what, I'll give up my home for you, as in you'll rent the Airbnb from me, you'll give up your home to the homeless. And that way you get what you want and I get what I want. I get a business that works and you get to give up
somebody's home. You get to give up somebody's home to shelter someone.
Yeah, so you give up your home to the homeless and you stay in my Airbnb at cost.
Yeah. I'll give you a discount.
I'm happy for you to pass that ordinance. You're not wanting to pass it? Well, I don't understand what the problem is.
So, what I did is I spent all this time making fact cards, fact of the day, short-term rental facts of the day. And on that, we put the stats for the percentage that short-term rentals actually took of the housing market. So obviously, we're not the problem. We put another one that talked about permitting that was available and made for the last 8 years, and the number of low-income units that were built thanks to city laws that were passed. And on another we put, so we just basically I made 40 fact cards, and then I started sending them one every day to everybody on the city council and everybody at the city admin staff, and to news people.
Well, if they push it again, I would say, look, I think that we can get a compromise here that's a win-win. You give up your home to the homeless, and you come you stay at my Airbnb for cost. So my business gets to run, and you get to give someone's home away. And I think that's a good compromise.
I think that's a good compromise. I would be willing to do that.
That's a good compromise.
Except they couldn't afford to stay in my Airbnb. That's the other thing, is my Airbnb brings in a lot more money than a low-income housing person would be able to pay. And
I'm sure they will then come up with an ordinance that says, all right, we need to increase taxes so that these people who are giving up their houses can stay at cost at Airbnbs. I'm sure they'll make an ordinance.
Right. They've actually talked about doing that.
They've got an incentive to do that now. If they do
so let's see, how many goals? It took 15 years to get where I'm at. And
the community can then say truly that they support your business.
Didn't choose my camper rotting away. Hellbringer, you didn't buy a camper that you planned on it rotting away? What? I just go now that land is next to it for 5 years. Better living situation here. and a shop built
Find
start
your
generating
Airbnb
on cash.
online so we can write the show. That's
Hellbringer, I'm
mean.
really excited for you to be able to have your big shop because you are creative and resourceful and you can fix anything, and I think that would just be great. That's cool.
I did well in that last match, Hellbringer. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I have to change something here. Hang on a second. I'm going to get my other mech. I'm not going to mess with this right now because it's a disaster. Chargers, my Lucky Charms.
How you going, Frank?
Oh yeah, not bad.
Hey Mittens, do you want to invite?
No, I'm already in. just pushed my way in.
Okay.
You are so observant, Doc.
I'm over here trying to get a mech picked instead. You guys. I can't decide if I'm running the stream or if you guys are running me. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
we're running
I'm now in tier 4 again. I've gone from tier 3
Well done.
near
Congratulations.
tier 3 down to tier 4.
Positive note, you're on your way to tier 5. Well
Okay.
done.
All right. That's great. That's just great. I'm not going to do very well in this charger either, probably.
Frank will carry us. Frank will
Good
carry
thing he
us.
got
That's
here
all right.
then.
That's right. I just finished dropping in my alt account, so.
Did you get into one of your wild, crazy
Cause mayhem.
builds?
Hey?
Did you get into one of your wild builds?
I've got an old account that has serious builds in it.
Ah.
This is the place for silly builds. Well, silly-ish.
Hey, Dave GT. Do keep a little shotgun and an AR-15 ready to go. For defense purposes, of course. Thieves and robbers so bad and around the Twin Cities north. Wow. Most of the CA ideas about homeless revolve around people giving them something for free. Well, I know there's a documentary on Seattle on the homeless situation there. It came out a couple of years ago. It's called Seattle is Dying. It's really interesting. And they actually have some solutions that were like 85% effective, but they're not really using them. And other cities aren't doing them at all. Effective in getting people back into society and a life they like, right?
And LA was apparently is overrun as well, isn't it? Los Angeles? Is it Los Angeles or is it? Where's Venice Beach? Is
yeah,
that Los
Venice Beach.
Angeles?
Yeah.
Yep.
Apparently that's been overtaken by the homeless. I mean, I don't think they should be demonized.
No, not at all.
I mean, we've just been talking about someone who's just recently
Right,
been made homeless.
and it wasn't because they wanted to
we
be.
should demonize anyone. No, some of these people are just. I mean, look, there's an association between homelessness and drugs, and I think they get demonized. Like they just get bundled up and say, "Oh well, it's all because of that." But sometimes people are just turning to that stuff because their lives aren't working out very well at all.
Well, and some have mental issues that they are not going to get better from. Right? They're never going to be able to take care of themselves, and you can't really demonize those people either. They're sick and mentally ill, and they're going to.
And if states don't provide actual structures for them, they end up being homeless. Sorry, Hellbringer, we interrupted. What was the true story?
We were just saying.
Oh, right. Okay.
I want to find your Airbnb. So don't call it an Airbnb. I want to find your Airbnb so I can write that it is the best homeless shelter I've ever been to. Oh my gosh. We should be talking about how bad we all just did in that match. No, we do not need to talk about that, Hellbringer. That's not helpful.
I did well. I didn't do badly.
Teamwork, what?
So,
cohesion.
Shooting the same mix.
So make fun of my bad English.
I'm sorry.
spelling.
Work on your English. I realize that could be type nose. Type no errors.
Oh, this match. God, I'm sick of this map.
Oh. This is charger number 7. This has large lasers in it.
Get a C4, I think.
I think this charger might be okay. C4? That's explosive stuff.
Are you a ranged mech or are you?
I'm 530
mech?
meters, so probably 700 meters. I could probably hurt people.
You're in a charger?
Yep.
Let me see it.
Where are you? Behind me?
That's the
It's
charger.
the Lucky Charms.
Okay.
No, he had another one. He's got.
This one's better.
He's got actually quite a lot of mechs.
It almost looks like Highlander
It's
and a Mauler.
Irish.
It's got like a Highlander head and Mauler arms.
I like this snow side, I have to say. Actually, the snow side's better than this side.
I'm stalled.
Why is everybody using them things now?
Stalled on
I keep
chat.
hearing charger all over the place.
Well, McFish came in and said he just did 1,000 damage in a charger with 7 small ER smalls. And I took it out, and I was shooting a lot, but I wasn't collecting a lot of damage. Like, every little shot didn't do much. Now, maybe, I don't know. I mean, obviously McFish is going to do better than I am anyway, but I felt like I was...
I
felt like I was shooting often. Look at this texture.
They got massive perk boosts and stuff.
Look at this texture pattern, kind of. This looks like we're in a simulation.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm lagging out.
You guys,
if I'm in
I don't know if this is a real world.
What?
I saw this repeating pattern on the walls of the rocks here, and I think we're in a simulation. I don't think this is reality. Okay. I always thought it was. Oh.
Right, hands, whatever you're smoking on, please.
That was a tiny little arty strike. What do you got there, Hellbringer?
I'll go around the corner. That's my airstrike.
Another arty strike right here.
See another.
Yours? You left.
Yeah, I'm about to drop another one in a second.
Okay, I'll stay here. Wait for you. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Oh my God! There's so many of them. Where is
There's
our
a lot
team?
of them here. They're behind us, not in front of us. That's for sure. Oh man, Hellbringer, you are taking the chances there.
Yeah, I got poured out.
We got snipers way up there.
Like the whole team is wrapped around this rock edge that we're hiding behind.
The snipers are pushing there too, from way up there. That same spot, they got a nice line on us. They're going to push on the other side.
They're going to hit the bad edge.
You walked right in front of my alpha. I'm glad I didn't pull the trigger on that.
I'm glad you did too, because I'm forward.
Target spotted.
Right torso, critical damage.
Everybody's shooting me. I don't know why. I'm a nice guy.
Kodiak Beta again.
We're preventing the rear from attacking you guys.
Alpha's one touch.
Level critical.
Oh, I'm getting hot.
Target
Heat
spotted.
level critical.
It's so hot.
Hot!
No more sniper.
Heat level critical.
Hot pocket.
In the hot pocket.
Warning, incoming missile. Heat level critical.
Oh, I shut down in front of the Fafnir. Not good. He's going to finish me off.
Incoming missile. Warning, incoming missile.
I'm dead.
Delta one touch left torso.
I'm dead. 335 and a kill, so it's better.
Yeah, UAV above us, I think, that needs to go down. Like ASAP.
Plays, I will make big money when the shop's going.
Destroyed.
And the problem with that mech is that it is
Acquired.
that it was still green. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly, it was the camo. Good call. Taurus CW. It's a lot of mechs. I do have a lot of mechs. I don't play all of them because I'm not very good in most of them. No more working for others at that point.
Watch it, they're coming around.
Make pennies.
En masse.
On the labor, they're making lots of money. Yep, totally get that. Lake I'm on is mostly
New target acquired.
mansions. The money will make here locally if I do stuff right. Cool.
New
Send me
target
a link.
acquired.
Dave GT, I've been homeless before.
SRM ammo.
Dave, like, how did you... Just give me a quick, how did that happen and how did you get out of it? Like, what happened? Just a short...
Destroyed. SRM
Got 2 mix up here in the cyber area.
Destroyed.
Hellbringer, I barely drank my whole life.
Acquired.
Current time's got me pretty damn fish. Yeah, because it's hard, it's stressful. Yeah, and you just kind of want to not think about it.
Heat level
Oh, yeah,
critical.
circle on back. Farm that disconnects. Oh, yeah, yeah. Someone take Dark out before he escapes the simulation. I always thought this was real. Now I'm really confused. Like, mechs aren't real? These maps aren't, we're not doing remote, like, drone piloting of real mechs?
New target acquired.
Hey, I'm caught up with Chapman's BNR. Whew. Oops, and now I'm not. Hellbringer, I was homeless for about 7 years. Really? Lived in a van a couple of years. The one I still have. Lived in a camper van for a couple of years. Being homeless sucks. I can't imagine, honestly.
Best thing I can say is don't buy a house fresh out of high school and use a bunch of your best friends moved in to help pay for it when you can't pay for it
because
yourself.
They won't.
And then have everything's fail and then go thousands into debt.
Yeah.
And then lose almost 100,000 on the house and lose it all. I had a nice 4-bedroom house at one point in time.
Oh my gosh. Jennifer and I did buy a house when we got married after about a year and a half, but her parents co-signed on it, and it was only $360 a month for the payment, because back then it was $40,000 for a house. But we couldn't even qualify a loan because I only made about $360 a month, and then Jennifer had piano income, and we always lived off of just hardly anything. And I have a beautiful house now, but I would not have that had I not spent 12 summers of my life building it, because I never could have afforded this house on my income.
Right.
We're just super.
That's what I'm.
Yeah, that's what you're going to do. And it's just, we're super, super careful with our money, and I don't spend money generally unless Jennifer knows and is okay with it. Not because she's controlling or anything, but because I respect her ability to make sure we meet our budget and pay our bills. And so it's just like, okay, yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy. It's all my buddies that I went to high school with, they're getting married, having kids, all that.
Tracks work.
Getting houses now. And they're all got mortgages till they're like 60, 70 years old.
Well, yeah. Our house is actually paid for now. And it's probably worth a heck of a lot of money, but I would never sell it because I put my heart and soul into it.
Yeah, but you didn't sink any money into something though, Dave. I assume, like, you got rid of the apartments that you weren't paying dead rent. But you could someone have moved in, and could it have been an investment property, or too hard to think about?
Okay, let me see, Dave. So I gave up my apartment because I said our deployment would be for a year. I thought why pay for an empty apartment? I came back from base, Middle East, with no place to live. And you couldn't find a place to live, Dave? And thank you for your service, by the way. Every time somebody joins the military and protects our country, I'm thankful, because it means that my kids had that choice to do it or not do it. And I would have totally supported my kids if they'd done it, but I'm also super glad that they didn't have to.
Was America invaded recently or something?
No, just I think serving your country in the armed services. Like, in Israel, everybody serves for a year, and in Switzerland, everybody serves for, I don't know what the length of time is. But in America, there's no mandatory service you can enlist. We don't have an active or forcible draft. But I've got kids that were in my youth group that.
No, but it's just the reference protecting our country. Like what? Like. Was America invaded?
Whoa. I guess you could call 9/11 a sort of an invasion, but not an invasion on the ground. I mean, if you kill 3,000 people in New York,
it was an act of terrorism.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
it's not an invasion.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it an invasion either.
And it's a terrible, horrific thing.
No, but I mean, having a standing military, even if they're not actively in a war, you kind of need to have. You got to have that. Otherwise, you get Putin coming in and saying, "Well, this is all mine." Oh my gosh, Mittens! Thank you.
Yeah.
Doop 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 doo. Let's see. Crackle Pink Viper time for Miss B and R. Red and pink paint job is a choice. First thing I did was buy a cell phone so I would have a phone number. Second thing was to get a P.O. box so you could start getting job interview correspondence and stuff, Dave. Third thing was to get a hotel room, and I started looking for an apartment. Okay, so you looked for an apartment before you were able to find work, right? Apartments used to be good to live in, like in the 90s and before. Nowadays, they cost a monthly house payment. Well, Hellbringer, that's kind of true, but also house payments are way higher than they used to be. So they're really not. Although you can find a small house.
Yeah, house payments are crazy.
Yeah, it's all crazy.
Apartment rent is crazy.
Doesn't this just depend on where you're talking about? Like,
yeah, you can get a house in one state, in one city, that would be 1/3 the price of the same number of square feet in another. But the job market's way different there too.
We got a battle.
What wrecked housing in Australia was we made it part of a wealth building. So we basically
Gotcha, Miss Beaner.
Incorporated into superannuation, which meant, things need to go up in value, otherwise people's retirement funds
disappear.
Aren't going to be as good.
Yeah.
So it's all, everything that makes sure these prices go up. It's everyone's invested in that, and it just makes it so out of reach for the next generation to be able to afford in some of the major cities. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like, it's just insane. And what I love about America is I had a friend from Australia who became a citizen in the States because her mother was American, and she was telling me about she got what looked to me like a mansion in the state of New York for like $50,000.
But
that's all she paid.
But it wasn't near New York, was it? It was like the outskirts or in another smaller town.
It was about an hour out of New York, which for Australia is nothing.
Oh.
Like, people would commute 2 hours.
Well, and they do that in New York, actually. It's kind of crazy. I would not commute 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's silly. There's life to be had.
She showed me pictures. That was $50,000. Like, that in Australia would be millions.
And when was this?
Oh, look, I will say it was back in the early 2000s. So, I mean, I'm sure things have changed, but
yeah,
it's crazy. Although after 2009, you guys had a bit of a slump.
Yeah, we did. A huge slump.
No one could afford it anymore.
Well, part of it was we were mandating loans be made to people who qualified by race but didn't qualify by the actual ability to make the payments. And so banks were putting out loans that the people that were in them the loans were cheap at this time of signing, but they were on a floating interest rate, so they went way up, and then how people all over the country couldn't stay in their house. They couldn't afford to pay. It was really sad.
Yeah, the Wall Street decided to.
I need to find Mittens for Miss BNR. Where'd Mittens go? Over here.
Fuel those loans.
Mittens, where are you? Hold still.
Where are you?
Oh, here we go. Well, spin around, turn around. Miss BNR wants to see this. Well, there's not a whole lot of pink going on here.
No, it's correct.
It looks like a puppy dog.
Okay, woof woof.
Thank you.
I've got a B4, there's a medium mech. Adder, I think.
Is it bedtime? Yes.
Down in the gully. Gully of B4.
Down in B4, I can go over there and help with that.
Target spotted.
flea with him as well. That could be too. We're harassing them on a bag at Charlie 3. Yeah, cheers, man.
Enemy base is being captured.
Of course, the flea comes around and bothers me. I'm trying to kill him. Oh man, I wish I had that shot for you, buddy.
Target acquired. Heat level critical. Target destroyed.
There's one.
Thank you.
Yep. Ah. Need help with Echo?
Acquired. Left torso critical damage. Left arm critical damage. Heat level critical. Target destroyed.
Thank you. Not much of my mech left.
Target spotted.
Target acquired.
I'm just not any good anymore. I'm getting worse and worse.
Target destroyed.
We lost the skirmish.
So Dave GT, you were without a home, but you actually had gainful employment, or at least, I mean, not hugely gainful, but employment. And a lot of our homeless problem generally is that these people don't have any employment, and so there's a lot of crime for getting money for drugs, and a lot of they don't have an exit path basically, and they usually don't have any kind of support system to help them get out of the hole they're in. And some of them just don't want to get out. Some of them are perfectly content to just do drugs and stay there. Some of them never will be able to for the reasons we talked about before, mentally or whatever. Some of them have just had bad luck that have pulled the carpet out from underneath them. And we don't...
I've got to say, that's been one of the worst Frozens I've ever played on. I don't understand how they got into our line so quickly and people just allowed
I don't know. I don't know.
That was insane.
The light, we went chasing for the light, but then they came rooting right through there.
There was even an assault. Yeah, but you only needed 3 mechs.
Yeah.
It seemed like all of you did it. But then there was an assault that just ran right into our lines. And I'm like, what the hell is happening here? Anyway, whatever.
Yeah. Well, it'll be over soon. There's that.
People Drax, you need a hug.
No, that's right. I don't know if we've got terrible trade deals. We're an island in the arse end of the world. So, Joe, it's a case of like, and we're a very tiny population. Like we're 27 million heading up to 32 million. I think.
So you're not even as big as LA.
So our buying power isn't great.
How big is Sydney?
And Sydney's 12 million.
It's a good-sized city, but not. That's half your country.
13 million. Yeah, and we're most of our population is split between Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne. With there are other states, of course, but most of our population is on the east coast, and everything comes by ship essentially because it's an island and plane. And we're a small population, so we don't have the purchasing power that, say, America does. I mean, you guys are the largest purchaser in the world. So
I think China's going to take that little spot away after a while here.
Well, they're the largest manufacturer.
Yeah, but they're starting to be more purchasers too as they're growing. So not right away, but that's going to happen ultimately.
Population dictates, doesn't it? I mean, between India and China, it's just that they're not. China isn't a monolith. Like people like to think that there's some kind of avalanche, but they're not really a monolith. They're quite a fractured society.
Yeah.
Think about it too, but they are. There's a big gap, mind you. It's because there's so many people. It's like 1% of their population becomes middle class. Well, that's a lot of ovens, isn't it? That's a lot of TVs.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to drop one more. I'm going to get into mech that I'm not so horrible in, I hope.
No, I mean, there are people who live, like, we've got, well, like the centre would be Alice Springs, for example, which, I mean, it's more of a tourist thing than anything else. There are the Northern Territory and Western Australia and South Australia are sort of the biggest states that make up the interior. Well, I guess New South Wales. But yeah, most of the population lives on the coast. Absolutely. Like, the vast majority of the population lives on the coast or, like, 100 k's in from the coast.
All right, there we go.
Well, I think the only reason Alice Springs exists because of the cattle stations and also the...
Alice Springs chicken, what is that?
I don't know. I mean, Alice Springs is a town in the outback in Northern Territory. And it's near a place called Uluru, which is like Ayers Rock. It's the big... Well, it is Ayers Rock. It's also called Uluru. The indigenous name is Uluru.
We have
and it's,
a chain of restaurants here called Outback Steakhouse. Right. And I was just wondering how authentic you think it is.
I went to one in the Philippines and thought it was very American, other than the display of surfboards and kookaburras.
It seems very American to me. I mean, they spice things a little bit differently than the standard American steak would be, you know, spiced. But it didn't seem like I'm getting real authentic.
It just seems to have Aussie decor, but I wouldn't, and touristy stuff too. Like,
they have a bloomin' onion. You know, it's an onion that's been sliced into thousands of little tendrils and then dipped in batter and then deep fried. So it's like an onion ring flour, basically.
That's not an Australian
of course
thing.
It's
that
not.
We're starting to
of course
get
it's
that
not.
too.
That's one of their claims to fame.
And in fact, your burgers are better. Like, I've had burgers here all my life,
Yeah.
right? Like, we used to have when we had corner stores. But nothing beats my experience of going to the Philippines and having an American burger.
How do you know you got an American
It's a
burger in the
thick
Philippines,
patty.
though?
Oh, my friend was telling me it
Okay.
was. It was like one of the better known places. And it had such a nice thick patty, and the cheese was so addictive. And I almost went back there every day for lunch. It was between that place and pork bun place.
Are you talking about the
lunch
plasticky Velveeta cheese that's kind of...
No.
Okay, good.
Oh, no, I don't think it was plasticky. It was just really nice.
Made from petroleum byproducts?
It was just really tasty. I mean, I haven't been to America to have a real American burger, and I know that you guys have like...
we've got some really good burgers. Yeah. I had a burger up in Salem that was really delicious, and it's just some little restaurant side of the road that we stopped at that looked like a Sherry's or something like that, but it wasn't named a Sherry's, which is a chain of pretty moderately fare food, mostly breakfast and stuff like that. And I just got their burger, and oh my gosh, it was really good, super juicy, super flavorful, all the right. It was just, I was really surprised. It was so good that I said, on the way back home, can we stop by there again and get another one of those burgers? And we did.
I like, I've had two great burgers. I mean, I've had a lot of good burgers, but I've had two great. One was that place in the Philippines that was apparently an American place, and the other one was a place in Australia, and it was a New Zealand burger joint because it was a fish burger. And if you ever get a chance to have a proper fish burger,
I probably should try one.
Like the way the New Zealanders do it, which is just a proper fresh fish fillet.
Yeah.
With all the other stuff that you'd have in a hamburger. But the
Fillet, not fillet, fillet.
It's a fillet.
Fillet.
It's not a fillet, it's a fillet.
Fish fillet.
Why is it? I'm not French. Why do I need to pronounce it like a French person?
Called fillet.
Not French though, eh?
Not French either. It's called a fillet, not a fillet.
It's a fillet.
No, nobody calls it a fillet, even if you're not French.
What?
Trust me, buddy. Tell me. Have I ever lied to you?
No, I don't think you've ever lied to me.
Exactly. So.
But I don't always think you.
Target acquired.
Hang on, I'm shooting his things.
Artillery strike online.
I'm having problems. I opened up the bag of pistachios. I can't stop.
Nice. There's a Gauss.
Heavy Gauss and D6. Well, not heavy Gauss. Gauss at high ground D6 sniper.
Artillery strike online.
Target spotted. Target spotted.
I feel like I can't really see what I'm trying to shoot here.
Yeah, not really. I have to zoom in for this map.
There we go.
Artillery strike online.
Oh, we're losing too.
They got guys underneath, I guess, that are poking around too.
Artillery strike online.
Target spotted.
Or else I just can't see them. I'm not getting any targets. I want to kill things. I want to help. There we go.
New target acquired.
Come on, you Zeal. Come on up. Water's fine.
Target spotted. Thanks. We're half down. Don't let
No, kill it.
down any more of you. Enemy forces at
Target
75%.
acquired. Artillery strike
Target
online.
spotted.
Ah, I forgot to turn off override. Did I kill myself? Someone get me. I killed myself.
Wow, we're losing, aren't we?
I don't know how. I was beating up everything and killing
I
everything.
feel like I'm shooting things. They're gonna come get me. Oh, here he is. Fox.
New target acquired.
Ouch.
Just you two. They're all converging on you two.
Oh, Dark, you gotta let me know if you're doing that, dude. I'm shooting into
sorry.
you. You can't just
Yeah,
crisscross
I didn't know
on
you're right
me
there
too.
behind me still. Sorry. How does he get around there? Where did our little light friend go?
Yeah, he's just shooting us. He's gonna kill us soon.
He shouldn't do that. Here, coming in. Whoa. Atlas up the top.
Left arm critical.
Yeah, I know, he's kidding me. Yeah. I'm going to work on your crisscross.
Sorry, I just didn't know you were right there. I saw you go by, and then I thought you kept moving. It's my fault.
Well, you and I are basically sharing the same.
Yeah, I didn't even know you were up there
so
until he said it's just you two, and then I thought, which two? Where?
There's an amazing thing called your mini map. It's just the bottom of your screen.
What's
Dark's mini map is going to be the whole.
It's got to have to be big. Yeah, I need a bigger map.
It really does.
You know how, like in Jaws, he says we need a bigger boat. I need a bigger map.
Yeah. Anyway, was that the last one?
Yeah, I gotta go to bed. You did well though. Still, you got 855. Wormskull got 768.
It feels like we were shooting non-stop.
I know,
to be honest, but it's Bravo just died in the arse, and yeah, they didn't want up to them.
I've got my minimap covered up with one of my Dark Marauder stickers. That's correct, Miss BNR. It was a perfect place to put it, right there, kind of down the bottom in the center.
It was okay to say I'm going into shelter, so then I could pick. So what I was doing, I could see you in front because you decided to come in front of me. So I'm like, oh, you've just shot. I'll come out and shoot. And then you went, no, I can shoot now, and just kind of came out again. Like,
so sorry.
All right,
I honestly thought you had moved to a different spot than where you really were.
The spot I started off in before you moved.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was over at that other one, then I came over to this one, and I didn't see you yet. So it wasn't until after I'd gotten over there and peeked, I didn't even know you were there.
You didn't see blue lasers coming out from somewhere behind you?
I thought they were shooting at me, because I didn't see them. I didn't see them at first. No, I saw somebody shooting up at me.
You and I are going to watch your stream.
I totally trust you. I totally believe you're right. I just didn't notice that. I was looking at
No, we're just going to work on your peripheral vision. I think we're just going to work on your peripheral vision. We're going to see what it is that's going on that you're not seeing.
Can we do two more? Hellbringer, no, I have to go to bed. Tomorrow's Saturday, and I
have to cook dinner.
I installed a new plugin to work on Jessica's next music video for the audio, and it broke all my plugins. So now I can't even work on her project, so I have to get my plugin thing sorted out tomorrow, and it's not going to be fun. All my VST, virtual instruments, and effects and stuff like that. It's like, And it's just because they did an update that Windows 11's requiring only 64-bit virtual instrument plugins and effects plugins, and the new versions of these plugins are coming in 64-bit. And if I were on a maintenance plan, I would have gotten automatic updates for all of my version 9, 10, 11, and 12 plugins, but I don't want to spend $250 a month to have a few plugins updated. Or not a month, but $250 a year to have a few plugins updated now and then, right? It's just not worth it because they work fine. It's not like there's bugs where they crash. I've never had a plugin crash. So I just don't do it. But now it's like, okay, I might have to bite the bullet and spend a couple $100 to update these plugins, or I have to roll back my DAW version, which is a digital audio workstation, or I have to roll back the plugin versions, and it's like, it's going to probably take 2 or 3 hours. And all they would have had to have done is on their installer say, oh, we've noticed that you have older plugins, and we've found an issue when installing these new plugins that could screw all your old plugins and make them not work. Are you sure you want to continue? So they know it's an issue, and they didn't fix it, and they didn't warn people, and now people's plugins are breaking everywhere. And it's like, come on. They had one job. Their one job was to make me happy, but they did not do it. Oh well.
Bugger.
Yep. Grand Strat game Paradox. What are you talking about? Said there is no base building for dino taming.
Yeah, that's right. It's not Ark. So I told you I got.
Oh, you have that
Europa
giveaway.
Universalis.
That's right.
Everything for like $27, but part of it was the base game and the first DLC, which is an update to the base game. And I already had that, so I'm like, I've got these codes that I want to give away, but I really just want to give it to people who are interested in getting it, because if you're not interested in the game, then you're not. Right.
Well, so if we do a giveaway, we should just make sure that people are, like, next time we have a big crowd, we'll just say, if only one person's interested in it, they win.
Pretty much. Yeah, really.
That's funny. Okay, cool. Everybody, thanks so much.
All right.
Thanks for the drops. Franken Mittens, Hellbringer, Drax, of course, it's always a pleasure to drop with you guys. Pleasure's all mine, and the suffering's all yours, but that's the way it is. Sorry, that's Ghostlands. Then everybody in chat, thanks so much for being here. Dave GT and Miss BNR, and there was other people up here. I have to go. Joe Creek, and who else we got? There was somebody else.
Anyway,
Somebody else. Oh, it was Taurus CW. Good night, Drax. And I think that was most everybody. McFish was here for a while, and others. Probably that's it. All right. Good night, everybody, and have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow night, probably. It's been Ghostlands. Woohoo! Good night, guys. I'll jump out of this match in case you guys want to keep dropping.